Today on the Axiom show, we're going to explore a interesting hypothesis on the Charlie Kirk assassination. This hypothesis was posted on December 20th, about a month ago, and there's some evidence for true and for the false side of the hypothesis. Here's the hypothesis. Charlie Kirk was murdered using a micro explosive. Okay, the official account, of course, is that a young man named Tyler Robinson was on a rooftop and shot Charlie Kirk with a 30-06, which is a fairly large size round. And yeah, this exploding microphone theory, or the micro explosive theory, counters that the official narrative. So we're just going to go through it. First of all, we'll look at the one piece of evidence for false. Hopefully, members of Axiom.info will post some more evidence to prove this hypothesis false. Right now, I'm voting true on this hypothesis. See here, you can vote true, false, or I don't know. See that? But I voted true. And without my vote, there's actually 6 people thinking this is true, 4 people thinking this is false, and 6 people thinking, 6 people thinking it's false, and 4 people thinking it's that they don't know. So you can vote either of those 3 ways. Anyway, the voting is just kind of a public opinion poll. It doesn't really affect the truth, obviously. Majority of people could think something is true and it can be false, and vice versa. Majority of people can think something is false and it could be true. So right now in society, I would say a majority of people accept the official narrative by the FBI saying that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk with the 30-06 from the rooftop. Okay, so let's go through the evidence for the micro explosive. Elder Joe says it's false. He says false. Charlie Kirk is alive. No credible evidence supports that he was murdered with their micro explosive or otherwise. Claims like this circulate as conspiracy theories without factual basis or reliable reporting. So that's Elder Joe's opinion, and yeah, it's interesting to see yet another conspiracy theory that Charlie Kirk is alive, right? So even though he's disagreeing with this conspiracy theory, he's saying he's offering another one. So hopefully he makes a post about that in the future on Axiom.info. Okay, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of evidence for the true side of this hypothesis. About the exploding microphone theory. Okay, the first is a link to the founder, I guess, of this theory. I'm not sure if it's the founder of the theory, but he popularized it and he really investigated it a lot. It's John Aaron Bray's Twitter account. So that piece of evidence just points to the X account of at John Aaron Bray. Okay, so a lot of good information there, obviously. And then the second piece of evidence Galahad posted, and that is just going to open up a YouTube video by a good channel called Trigger Smart. He knows a lot about guns, and he was really investigating the Charlie Kirk assassination. Kind of whoops. Oh, sorry about that. Investigating the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and doing a lot of tests, shooting into a lot of different things, showing how 30-06 would absolutely not behave like it did in Charlie's neck. Okay, Okay, there's a summary of evidence, and this post evidence is kind of a summary of 11 different points. We'll just go through them really quick and then narrow in on a few of them. Number one, so a summary of evidence supporting the exploding mic theory. Number one, Charlie's body reacts before the wound in his neck is visible. So the wound in his neck is about here. It's about that big, which is very large actually for an entry wound. For any gun, usually it's just very small entry wound and then a large exit wound. Like so, it's even the entry wound is very questionable. But the fact that there isn't an exit wound in his neck is, I guess that's not number one. Number one was about his body reacts before the entry wound is visible, before the wound of his neck is visible. Number two, there's one gunshot, and if it was a 30-06, as the government claims, it would have ripped through his neck, leaving a huge exit wound in the back of his neck, and there would have been a lot more blood. So that's kind of the opinion of a lot of people who are researching this murder. Number three is black plastic fragments that are found on the interior of the vehicle which Charlie was transported in, both on the floor and on the seats, the back seats of the vehicle. Now, this would be consistent with, it's consistent with a lot of things, including, smashed cell phones or anything that can make, plastic. Well, maybe not a cell phone. That would have been clear glass. But anyway, it's consistent with a lot of things, I'm sure, but also it would be consistent with the type of microphone that Charlie used. It was a Rode microphone. We'll get into that later, but it would have, had it exploded, it would have caused a bunch of black plastic, just like what was on the floor of that vehicle. Number four, Charlie stopped his complete support of Israel in the weeks before his death. That is true. That is true, but it is argued against also. So it's denied by a lot of people, but it's also, in my opinion, true. And it's also number five, Charlie told others the night before his death that he feared he was going to be murdered. So that is true. He at least texted two people that. And Candace Owens covers this in detail. And yeah. Number six, many people at the Turning Point USA stood to lose a lot of money if the donors pulled out money, and the donors were threatening to pull out money before Charlie Kirk was murdered. About a month before, they had a meeting where they were really mad and they were gonna pull money out. And yeah, this is consistent with the fact that a lot of people. Turning Point USA is a big organization, makes a lot of money through donors in exchange for support of Israel. So the fact that the donors were going to pull money, that's circumstantial evidence, but it is motive anyway. Next. This is getting cool here. More circumstantial evidence, but number seven, there's a military contract for a extra small anti-personnel explosive device made with shape charges, and there's a company that fulfilled this contract, and which leads me into number 8. The company's premises exploded 1 month later after Charlie was murdered. Just 1 month. It was in Tennessee, I believe, And I'll show you that picture a little later. There's a piece of evidence just on that. Anyway, the Act 16 people were dead, and in this explosion. Number 9, the shape charge would fit into the microphone that Charlie uses, and it would have been taped underneath his shirt to his chest, and it would have been perfect for causing an internal death event inside Charlie's chest. Okay, now this is where it gets cool. The shrapnel, number 10. The shrapnel from the exploding microphone is what allegedly caused the wound in Charlie's neck. So this is why, Charlie's body reacts first with the internal explosion, and then the neck wound appears. This is you can view this on video. Just go to the John Aaron Bray on Twitter, and you can view this on video. Charlie's body reacts first, then the wound opens up in his neck. So let's see here, and so the wound, we're thinking that it was caused by the shrapnel from the exploding microphone. Number 11, Charlie had an event scheduled for the next night after the day he was killed. The next day there was another event at another school that he was going to speak at, but apparently the security team that generally shows up a week or two before an event to stake it out and have a security plan. They didn't do this at the next school that Charlie was gonna speak at, so they kind of maybe knew that they weren't gonna have to do that work, which is pretty sloppy of them. If that's true, that's pretty sloppy of them to not think about that little detail. They should have at least went and faked it and pretended that they were going to prepare, but they knew they didn't have to. So if indeed it was an inside job that Charlie was murdered by his some members of his security team, then yeah, that would fit. So let's see here. This evidence here. This is the picture of the exploded factory in Tennessee. You see, like I was saying, it happened 1 month after they fulfilled the military contract to make this miniature anti-personnel device, which allegedly would be something that would fit inside the Rode microphone that Charlie Kirk used. So yeah, it's blowing off there's absolutely nothing left of it. You can see some cars parked there. Crazy. Okay, and here is kind of a model of how this would fit into this little microphone. That's the shape charge is very, very small, and but it's enough to if it's pointed directly to Charlie's chest, it would just shoot it right in there. So that's about it. Now, I guess I should tell you a little bit how Axiom works. You can join at Axiom.info, and every hypothesis that is posted on the website, people can vote true, false, or I don't know, and they can post evidence. And when you post evidence, or you post your own hypotheses, you share in the rewards. Every day, there's an ACORN drop of 12,000 Acorns. It's a cryptocurrency on ICP that's distributed to the members of Axiom who participate. And you can, when you earn these Acorns, you can sell them on KongSwap for ICP. And yeah, you can technically make a little bit of money by participating, but mostly it's just like a debate club. Don't really join to make money, join to, find the truth about things. So you can post any hypothesis and debate it with others. And that's how Axiom.info works. If you want to join, you can go to Axiom.show, and there you go. You can join pretty easily. Here's what it costs. It costs $10 for a hobo account, $20 for a seeker, $50 for a scribe account, or $100 for a scientist. And the higher account you get, the more acorns you get to start. So there you go. So that is the hypothesis Charlie Kirk was murdered using a micro explosive. Feel free to click the link in this video's show notes, and it'll take you right to this hypothesis, and feel free to add your own evidence. Hopefully you do, whether it's on the true side or the false side, or post your own hypothesis about any topic whatsoever. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe, and you'll get the next one too. Cheers.